15 years ago, a boy accidentally killed his playmate. He hid the body in a crevice between some rocks. After doing this, Jack ran across the street toward home without looking back. But at that moment, he realized his digital watch was missing. But he didn't even dare to go back to look for it. Once someone saw it, it would be troublesome. Remy's mother couldn't find her son and came to ask Jack, since they often played together, to avoid being caught. He deliberately pointed in the opposite direction. But even after searching for hours, Remy's family found nothing. Soon, Remy's disappearance spread throughout the town. It alarmed both the police and a large number of residents. Television stations repeatedly broadcast missing person notices. Jack's mother assumed her son was worried about Remy, unaware that he was the cause of it all. Yet the thing Jack feared most was about to happen. The next day, the police brought him in for questioning. Despite the intense interrogation, Jack remained calm, claiming he only saw Remy pass by his house and knew nothing else. Seeing no useful leads, the police organized a thorough search of the town and surrounding areas. Still, they found nothing. The third day was the annual Christmas Eve. Town residents gathered in the church to sing and pray, but Remy's father sat silently in the corner. Eventually, his suppressed grief finally erupted.
Et mon fils à moi, alors, il compte pour rien. C'est vrai quoi. Mon gosse a disparu depuis 2 jours. Et au lieu d'aller le chercher, on va chanter des cantiques. Personne sait où il est, je l'ai cherché partout. Enfin merde. Mon petit Rémi a disparu. Et on dirait qu'on fait rien. La police, ils disent qu'il s'est peut-être perdu, mais il paraît qu'une battue, ça peut pas se faire avant 2 jours. On me raconte que c'est dur à organiser, vous vous rendez compte? Vous vous rendez compte? C'est aujourd'hui qu'il faut y aller. Qu'est-ce qui va devenir mon petit Rémi si on fait rien?
Everyone understood the pain of a father who had lost his son. After consulting, the priest decided to mobilize all the residents to assist the police. The next morning, everyone entered the surrounding forest to search, organized by the authorities. Fearing his secret would be discovered, Jack joined the group. Although the rock crevice was well hidden, continued searching would eventually reveal it. Seeing that the crowd is getting closer and closer to the crevice, Jack is nervous to the extreme. Unexpectedly, the lead officer stopped everyone. The officer told them to return home and rest, promising to continue with police dogs the next day. Jack barely escaped disaster, but he was still uneasy he would be found once the dogs came. He planned to confess to his mother but hesitated and went upstairs instead. His mother looked at him thoughtfully and chose to remain silent. That night, a dramatic event occurred. Wild winds howled, lightning flashed, and the town was hit by a once-in-a-century storm. Jack hurriedly shut his bedroom door. His mother stepped forward to comfort him, but suddenly a large tree crashed through the window, hitting her on the head. She collapsed unconscious. Just as Jack was panicking, the raging flood suddenly burst through the door and into the house. Jack tried to drag his mother upstairs to safety, but his frail frame simply wasn't strong enough. Luckily, his mother regained consciousness just in time, and they managed to climb upstairs and escape. The next day, the town was in chaos, with massive damage and casualties. Everyone focused on disaster relief, putting the search for Remy on hold. Jack secretly returned to the hiding spot, staring at the rock crevice now covered by fallen trees, and finally felt a moment of relief. 15 years passed, and no one mentioned the missing boy except Remy's parents. Jack had also finally gotten together with his longtime crush, Amy. He thought Remy's death would remain buried forever, but the town suddenly began a forest redevelopment project, including the area where Jack had hidden the body, with many trees being cut down. His 15-year-old secret was on the verge of exposure. Jack knew he couldn't just wait, he had to destroy the evidence. That night, he returned to the rock crevice, which smelled foul, yet Remy's jacket hadn't decayed. Jack grabbed a shovel, trying to pull out the blue jacket, but the crevice was too narrow, and repeated attempts failed. The flashlight attracts the lumberjack, who rushes to lift his tools and flee. Soon the workers discover the hiding place of the body. The mayor held a press conference, confirming that the body in the crevice was indeed Remy. Autopsy revealed he had been struck in the temple with a blunt object, clearly murder. A white, brown-haired male hair DNA was also found on Remy's jacket, but is not in the database. Remy's father demanded DNA testing for all residents, but the mayor hesitated. Mass testing was expensive, and the killer could have been a stranger or vagrant. Searching that way would be like looking for a needle in a haystack. The town couldn't afford to invest the resources to investigate. Finding the killer would depend on him eventually submitting DNA, but there was no telling when that might happen. Remy's parents were devastated, while Jack breathed a sigh of relief so long as no DNA testing happened. He was safe. He thought the ordeal was over. But the next day, as Jack started work, a driver approached him and handed him a digital watch, the very one he had lost in the forest all those years ago. Back then, a car had passed by while he was hiding the body. Though Jack hid behind a tree, the driver recognized him instantly. The news of Remy's disappearance spread that same day. The driver suspected Jack immediately and had found his watch in the forest. He didn't report it because he liked Jack's mother, but he warned Jack that unless he confessed, he would live with this guilt forever. Just as Jack was panicking, his girlfriend announced she was pregnant and suggested marriage. Jack denied it was his child, but the girlfriend said if if you don't believe it. Get a DNA test. Jack panicked and, to protect his secret, agreed to marry her. The reason he didn't want to marry was that his girlfriend was the sister of the friend he had killed. He didn't know how he could face her family after marriage. After much hesitation, he still chose not to confess. Jack married Amy, and they soon had a child. On the surface, life seemed happy, but Jack endured immense daily torment. Every move, every expression from his in-laws and wife constantly reminded him of the monstrous crime he had committed.